I was addicted to smoking weed for 7 years, and as of now, I have not smoked for 7 months. And being addicted to weed was horrible. I felt awful. I would cough up black tar, and I was told by my dentist that I am developing spots on my gums that would turn into mouth cancer if I continued smoking. And I smoked all day for 7 years straight. I loved smoking, and I didn't realize I was addicted to weed until I had been smoking it for multiple years. And then I spent multiple more years wanting to quit smoking it. So I think that two things have helped me quit smoking weed. I think the first one, and the one that's had the biggest impact, is changing my diet. I have pretty much cut out almost all sugar and processed food, and I have increased my intake of animal protein. And that helped my mental health so much. I've had anxiety for a really long time, for most of my life, and nothing has ever reduced my anxiety more than improving my diet. So I think that being in a healthier, feeling better mental health wise, I think helped enable me to be able to put down weed. And not only put weed down, but also not crave it anymore. Since I stopped smoking weed 7 months ago, I have not craved weed. And I've smelled weed, and it hasn't triggered me in a way that made me think, oh, I want to smoke right now. So the first one was changing my diet. I think the second thing that helped me a lot was tracking how much I was smoking. So I got to a point where I was recording every time I smoked and how much I smoked. So I would write in my journal that I just took this many hits of a wax pen at this time, or that I smoked this many bowls at this time. And I would either write that down physically in my journal, or I would write it down in my notes in my phone. And I got to a point where I was giving myself intervals to smoke at. So I would smoke and record it, and then I would wait 4 more hours before I smoked again, or however many hours I was trying to do at a time. But it was usually every few hours that I would basically allow myself to smoke, and that's how much of an effort I tried to go to limit myself and my smoking. So yeah, smoke, like, being addicted to a substance is not fun. It feels like a form of slavery. Yeah. And I think the weed addiction, it crept up on me, especially because it took me so long to realize I was addicted to weed. And it's also helped me to move away from a mindset of feeling embarrassed by the addiction. Sort of like, I would think that, this addiction is getting in the way of my life. It's interfering with my functioning, obviously, because I would feel the need to smoke weed before I even took a shower or did any task. But also, I thought that this is not an addiction in the ways that I've always perceived addiction in my life. I thought to be addicted to something, it had to be a really strong substance. And letting go of that mindset, realizing that all addictions are kind of function the same way, and shouldn't be compared to each other, I think helped me a lot. Yeah, because, you know, some people are addicted to shooting up, and then some people are addicted to things like gambling or shopping or adult content or weed. And it doesn't matter what the addiction is. It's being it forms as a way to escape yourself somehow, no matter what form the addiction takes. So yeah, I can't believe it's been 7 months. It was not, you know, I'm surprised that I haven't had cravings in these past 7 months, but it was not an easy point to get to. It was not an easy process for me to get to the point of quitting, being ready to finally quit. And I think that it's such an individual process as well, because nothing could have convinced me to quit smoking weed before. Nothing could have stopped me from smoking weed. But obviously besides myself. And even hearing from my dentist, you know, that when he looked at my mouth and he said these spots will turn into cancer if you don't stop, I just thought, you know what? I'm taking too many dabs. I'm going a little too hard on the wax. And I smoked flower a lot after that because I justified in my head that it's not as harmful. And then I started coughing up black tar because of how much flower I smoked. And then I just let myself continue smoking wax. And I think that my paranoia with knowing the health effects also contributed to my meticulous tracking of smoking weed. So yeah, I remember I used to watch videos about quitting smoking weed when I wanted to quit smoking weed. And I just remember I would be chomping at the bit when I tried to restrict myself from smoking weed or refrain from it. And yeah, all I know is that improving my diet helped my mental health so much, to the ability where I could quit smoking, I think. That's the number one thing. So my advice to anyone would be to look into why eating high protein, low carb, low sugar, and eating high protein and high fat, low carb, low sugar, how that can improve your mental health. And I'm talking about eating animal fats and proteins. Yeah, it's honestly incredible to me that I have put down weed, and I never want to pick it up again now. And I don't ever want to pick up any substance, really. I don't want to ever use nicotine. I don't want to drink. I don't want to expose myself to adult content either online. Like I don't want to have unhealthy vices at all, really. Yeah. So I'm on Instagram, the same username as this YouTube account, mo.fettle, and I'm really trying to post more on there about lifestyle things. I get bogged down a lot of the time. I get in my head about things, and I just go into dark spaces, I think, sometimes within my own psyche that get in my way of kind of sharing the things that I am passionate about, that have helped me, and that might be able to help other people through seeing how it has helped me. So yeah, it's my 7-month update video. Good luck to anyone out there who is addicted to anything. I don't You know, it doesn't matter what it is. If you can stop feeling, you know, so much shame about it, then eventually you can learn to explore it more, and then hopefully overcome it. I don't think addiction has to be some lifelong disease, like some like 12 steps groups claim it is. I just disagree with the whole brain disease model theory. I don't think there's really anything behind that. So yeah, I want to post more on here too. I think 98 subscribers. I can't believe it. I really can't believe that, actually. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching if you made it this far, and have a good one.